Hey, Judy Talbot here. So today we're going to talk about there's two major issues going on with this election and why Florida got it right. Um, the first one is the very simple and easiest one is the voting machines. So for those who don't know, Michigan had a county where the found the voting machine had an error. It did like 3% of the vote or something like that from Trump to Biden. After fixing the machines there, not only did Trump win that county, a Republican who was running in that county, who conceded because he lost by 104 votes, actually won by over 1,000 votes. So if people tell you that errors and discrepancies in the vote don't matter, it doesn't change elections. Sorry, I'm trying to get myself a good view here. It doesn't change elections. They're wrong. Like we have a 100% proof of that now. And then the thing came out after was 47 counties in Michigan use this machine. Pretty logical. And there's an error in this machine. There are probably all these machines we don't know yet. So the most logical solution is to check all the machines. And if they can't easily fix and know what the vote is, do a recount vote. It doesn't matter whether the numbers would overturn and make Trump win the state or not. This has to do with integrity of the election. When you have a 3-point discrepancy or 3% discrepancy, yeah, that needs to be looked at and fixed. And it should be done now so this election looks more legitimate and then be ready for the next election. I want to say right now, an error in voting machines is not uh, 100% evidence of shenanigans going on or people trying to make fraudulent votes. It means there's an error in the machine. That's why I said this is the easiest solution. We have an error in a machine that's used. It needs to be fixed, and we have to confirm the votes for those machines. Here's where it gets complicated. Now we've discovered that all the key states that Biden needed to win so he could win this election all use these machines. Yeah, now things become extremely more complicated and become, very suspicious of what's going on. Funny how I'm not sure if it's all the states that Trump won, but at least most of the states Trump won did not use these machines and don't have any voter irregularities going on. So that's, like I said, it's kind of suspicious now. But push comes to shove. If you were to push me on the subject, you saying it's fraudulent? I would say no. There's no evidence of fraud. You have to prove that it was intentionally installed in the machines to sway the vote. Like there is no intent from an error. Like I don't understand that logic of putting intent on an error and just on the error alone. No. But do we need integrity of the vote? Yes. Machine has been proven to be at least 3% off, and it was 3% off from one candidate to the other. Yeah. Simple and easy. Go through all the machines and fix them. If you can't easily find if it's an error or not, and then fix whatever the votes are so we know exactly what it is, then you're going to have to do recounts in all those states. This has nothing even to do with winning or losing now. This has to do with voter integrity and making the American people feel secure. Because I guarantee you, Democrats will say, no, this is unfair. And then 4 years from now, if there's a vote irregularly with these machines, the other way, they're going to scream, see how they're stealing. Yeah, like either way, nobody's going to be happy in some point or another what happens. So just take the high road, fix it, be done. I mean, like, I don't understand. This is very simple. The other one is all this other suspicions come right down to how the observers were treated. Yeah, this is a problem. Like observers, you Republican observers can observe from outside the building, 50, 60 feet away, taping up, boarding up windows so you can't see, but Democrat observers can. Like, seriously? Yeah, you've done nothing but harvest dishonesty and distrust in this election system. Again, this is actually a really easy fix because what people are going on about is, oh, Republican observers were sent home. Look, Trump's winning in Michigan. Trump's winning in all these other places. Just go home. We're going to stop the vote anyways. And then 4 o'clock in the morning, 130,000, 250,000, whatever, Biden only votes show up. See, just because you sent the observers home doesn't mean that those are fraudulent votes. But because you sent the observers home, you made it possibly fraudulent. Like this was really easy. Hey, oh my God, we found 140,000 votes. Come back. Problem solved. If they are actual Biden votes, there you go. Like that would have finished it. And every other accusation all centers around how these observers were treated. And it doesn't take a rocket science. You can just go watch the videos. Yeah. And when people say these are untrue founded things, yeah, the Democrats actually went into a courtroom and said we have absolutely had the right to change the law a week before the election and put Republican observers outside. And one of the judges said, no, you don't. You allow them within 6 feet. So when they went back so they could start voting again, the Democrats pushed all the machines to the far side of the wall, making it almost impossible for them to observe. Yeah, none of this makes the Democrats look good. In fact, at this point, are you asking for civil unrest? Like, I'm wondering if that's what you're looking for, because it's just really stupid. You got the votes, there you go. Like, just let them observe. Like just really, really bad on the Democrats' part. They made themselves look really, really foolish. And again, I hope this, at the very least, if Trump wins, doesn't win, Biden wins, doesn't win, at the very least, I hope this leads to lawsuits. So by 2022, you won't be allowed to change laws in states to make you feel good or to make your opposition not be around. Like, I hope this hardcore comes into some federal laws. You cannot force observers out because you feel like it. Boom. You can't change the law and make it so people have to be 50, 60 feet away or outside of a building. If it leads to that, then I'm happy. If any person out there disagrees that like that shouldn't happen, then I'd have to question why you don't want legitimate voting. 'Cause it seems pretty simple. Just let the observers observe. I guarantee you, if I didn't see the videos of what happening with the observers, and they said, well, 140,000 votes came, and all of a sudden Biden win, and I'd be like, where are the observers? Oh, the observers are not finding any irregularities. Okay, bye. I don't care how suspicious it looks. If you have both sides watching, there's no argument. You can't argue that. It's like simple logic. And then that brings me to Florida. Now, Florida did everything right. And it's not because they voted Trump and they're red, blah, 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 blah. Shut up, Democrats. It's because of the Al Gore election. And they look really, really foolish. I know. I lived in Florida at the time. We looked stupid. We felt stupid. Man, we were ashamed of our state. So since then, I didn't realize, since then, Florida is hardcore making sure their election system is fair and equal. No questions asked. Nothing. Trump won it. Did you hear any Democrats screaming, we weren't allowed to observe? Nope. Guess what Florida doesn't have? The machine doing a 3% irregularity between of Trump votes going to Biden. They don't have it. Yeah, I think this is like a serious discussion now, and doesn't, like I said, doesn't matter who wins. Maybe the rest of the country should be modeling themselves after Florida, because obviously Florida's got it going on. Now, the stuff that really is not part of the two main points, like people want to talk about the mail-in votes, what's legal, what's not legal. When it comes to the mail-in votes, like, yeah, I don't think you should be allowed to let any vote in. Pennsylvania, Democrats again, looking bad. We changed the law so anyone can bring in their votes at any time, whenever, for this election. Like, yeah. Does that mean that people are voting fraudulently or people are multiply voting or some kind of BS? No. But does it make you look really, really bad? Yeah. There should be a limit to the vote. It should be election day. You've got all flipping year, like actually 4 years, really, to figure out who you're voting for in the next election, and then and how you want to vote. And when I say 4 years, it's because if Biden and Harris come in, I don't know, if they do come in, you don't like what they're doing, well, you can immediately, first thing they do, you might say, well, I hate this. I can't wait to see who I can vote against. Like, that's something people do. Me, I don't really make a decision until like I can actually see, hear, and what the candidates are saying. And I also want to point out, because everyone, oh, okay, Trump supported Republican. I'm not a Republican. I'm a non-party affiliate. I want to make sure people understand this. I do not believe in political parties. I think that all Americans, unless you're going to run under a certain political party for office, you should not be allowed to join that political party, period. I think all Americans should be able to vote in all primaries in all states. I think we'd all have a better understanding of what we're looking for in a next election, and the big two political parties could actually figure out if they want to adjust what they're doing before an election. So when you say, I just don't have time and energy for it. I can tell you right now, Biden wins, I'm disappointed. you don't fix what you did to the observers and just double check these machines, I'm pissed, because we deserve to have fair and equal elections, even if my candidate doesn't win. Well, that's my 2 cents. Two major issues with this voting and why Florida does have it right. I'm GD Talbot. I'm out. Have a good day. Bye.